I have no idea what is happening. I think we're live. Let me just make sure. Yeah, okay. All right, we're live. This process is way more complicated than it needs to be. Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is your morning eCom motivation. My passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them to get focused, to get organized, to get consistent in their business, helping them to make progress and get to their goals based on whatever goals they've established. And if they haven't established any goals, I am here to help you establish some goals. So if you would like a free 20-minute coaching session, you can go directly to ecomsellers.com and click on freebies to schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. We are live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. And today we're going to be talking about some tips for creating a good listing on eBay. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first one is, before you even get started, do a little bit of keyword research when you're getting ready to create your listing on eBay. Doing some keyword research will actually help you on the long run when you are working to optimize your listings. It will help make sure that you get those keywords that people are the way people are searching for whatever product that they're looking for or whatever solution. Because sometimes people are not searching for a product, they're actually searching for a solution, and a product pops up for them, which is always great. So going in there and being able to do some level of keyword research before you even create the listing is always a good thing. Next, think like a customer. Again, sometimes they're searching by the product, they're looking for a specific product. Sometimes they're looking for a solution. So think like a customer when you're about to create that listing. What are some of the words that they're searching or using to potentially search for this particular item? What does this item do for them? How will this item, impact their life, change their life, improve their life, simplify their life? And those are the things that you want to keep in mind. Also, if it's certain sizes or if it's certain colors or there's multiple pieces or whatever, that's helpful. Sometimes customers are not thinking about the name brand. Sometimes they are actually just thinking about the item itself. So if someone's looking for a flat iron, they may not be looking for a Remington flat iron. They just may be looking for a flat iron. If they're looking for a ceramic flat iron, then they're going to search for ceramic flat iron. They're not necessarily looking for a specific name brand. Some of your extremely well-known name brands for different things, like Nike is extremely well-known. If they're looking for Nike tennis shoes, they're going to type in Nike. That is very, very specific versus just typing in tennis shoes, and they may just type in tennis shoes. But the point is that those things that are really well-known name brands, they're going to use those words when they're doing their searches. So think like a customer. What are the things that the customer is looking for? What problem are they trying to solve? What thing are they trying to address? How will this thing change their life? All of those are helpful things when you're thinking about creating the listing. Next, optimize the title. So do what you can to make sure that the first 5 to 7 words of that title are what this item is, and then other important descriptor things that are helpful. So if you're selling something and you've got them in multiple colors, unless you're creating a variation listing, putting the color maybe halfway through the title and trying to optimize using as much of the title space as possible. Some platforms like that, some platforms don't. eBay is okay with you using all of the fields. So use as many of the fields as possible and make sure the first 5 to 7 words are those words of what this item is and any other pertinent information about what it is. Provide customer focused, be customer focused, detailed description. So include that. Make sure that your description is, again, how this thing is going to impact their life. So, sometimes you'll see listings, and this is really helpful at times, like gifts for dad. You'll see gifts for dad somewhere in the description as one of the potential bullets or one of the descriptors, or, gifts for teens or great for teens, or summer activities for girls or something like that. So that long-term bigger picture, like would this thing be included in a list of things that list of other things that someone might be searching for and it comes up. Be thinking about that include as many of the details as possible. Like, okay, is there, the inches and the square feet and the, the descriptions, the height, the weight, all of those things are going to be helpful. Um, Whether or not it's fragile or it's really breakable, those are things to note, because if someone gets something and it looks sturdy when they look at the picture, but it's not, that's something they need to know. So use with care, caution, whatever. That's helpful information. If they need to include batteries, or you need to buy batteries to use this thing, whatever those things are that the person needs to know about it. The other thing is, if you go do some research on related or the same listing, like there might be some things in the questions. If people have submitted questions about that product, like if you go search somewhere else on the internet, what are those questions that people are asking about this particular product, maybe, and what can you include in your description to address those questions, so hopefully they don't come up if you have a person who actually reads the description. Now, we know when customers buy stuff, sometimes they don't read what the description says. They don't read a lot of stuff. And so even though you may include it, but the more you can include, the better it's going to make your listing, and potentially the more sales you might get because you're including those other things. Also, I'll talk about alternative words if it's in the list. I don't know what's in the list. Take high quality photos. So if you're taking pictures of your listing, your product, then definitely take the best possible pictures in the best possible light, as bright as possible, as close up as possible. Make sure that your picture is not so tiny that they have to use the pinchy fingers on their phone to increase the size so they can see what it is, see the details on the particular item. If you have a lot of white space around your product, that product photo, then you need to take new pictures. Okay. And if you take the pictures and you just try to crop it and increase the size and it becomes hazy or grainy, don't put that listing up, please. Don't do that, because that's not going to necessarily help you potentially in getting sales. Now, there are people who like run a bunch of ads, and so you can see people getting a boatload of sales on a product where the picture is just god awful, and that's only because of traffic. I don't know why every morning when I do this, for some reason I start with the hiccups. This is really crazy. But in any case, go through and make sure that you take quality photos, or you use quality photos when you are creating that listing. Make sure that the colors pop. Make sure that the detail is there. Make sure that you do not have a lot of white space around the photo. And if it's a photo where you're not taking it with a white background, then the hiccups, make sure that whatever background you're using is complementary to it. So an example would be coffee mugs. One of the things that Kelly talks about is taking her coffee mug photos with a black background because the coffee mug is white. That makes logical sense. So whatever it happens to be, zoom in on it. Make sure you also include, because you have so many images available in your spots in when you create the listing, that if there's anything, like if you're selling an item that is used, gently used, make sure that you take close-up pictures of any of the defects, as many of those as possible. And those, do not make that the cover photo for the item. Make that like the last or the second to the last photo item. Okay. This is hilarious. The hiccups persist. Price your product correctly. So this is not saying lower your price. Sometimes your price is your price. Okay. That is one of the things that we coined inside of a group that we used to be part of, is NEOs, is like, my price is my price. But make sure you've done a little research to make sure that the price is adequate, is satisfactory, that it's competitive, and that it's not, I sound like a drunk, that is not priced too high or too low. Okay. Because we don't want to lose any money on the deal, or we want to make sure that we're getting as many of the sales that we can get as possible. You can't make this stuff up. This is real life, y'all. So in any case, make sure your item is priced correctly. Maybe go look at related items or competitive prices. Go see what the price is doing on a couple of different platforms. Google the item, see what's happening. It doesn't hurt if your item is priced a little bit higher than everyone else. There are times when you have a product that might be in demand or something that you're trying to keep around for an extended period of time. And so your price might be slightly higher than everyone else's so that when the item sells out, especially if it's popular and hot, that you get those sales when you get it at the higher price. But we're not saying, taking it an item that's worth $23 and selling it for $250. That is not okay. Know the shipping specifics or how you plan to ship it. So whenever I source products, I always know how I'm going to ship it before I buy it or source it or whatever, whether I'm going to put it if I'm shipping it myself, whether or not I'm going to put it into, a flat rate box, priority box, or whether or not I'm going to put it in whatever I'm going to ship it in. I always know. If it's an awkward, oversized, weird shaped item, then sometimes I will put those things back because the shipping for it may be way more that I'm prepared to deal with. So keep that in mind. I'm not saying run away from those listings because somebody's going to take advantage of the fact that I'm running away from those and they're going to list their items much higher than mine. Oh my God, this is hilarious. I'm going to have to listen to this replay. Anyway, so make sure that you know how you're going to ship the item, know how you're going to package it up, and be prepared for that. Sometimes you may have to make price adjustments if you're including the shipping into the cost. If you're not including the shipping in the cost, then you may have to list it a certain way in order for it to attract people, because if they see that the shipping is more than the price of the item, they may not say, I'm not interested in that. So you're gonna have to get creative. You might just bundle it with something else. That may be another strategy that you use. So then that way people are not overwhelmed by the increased price of the shipping. And remember, like last year, was the beginning of this year? Maybe it's the beginning of this year or last year, that, oversized items, I think it was announced at the end of last year, and it happened at the beginning of this year, that oversized items, like the postage cost of that has gone up. And even if you've outsourced it to a fulfillment center or a prep center and they're doing the shipping for you, just again, keep your shipping cost in mind, because those are your most expensive. That's the most expensive, the three most expensive things about doing e-commerce, of course, is sourcing your products, your shipping of your shipping costs, and if you're running any ads, your ads costs. So shipping is one of the three. Populate the item specifics when possible, where it makes sense. If this particular item has item specifics, make sure that you populate it. Oh my gosh, it's going to help the eBay algorithm, help your listing to be seen better, seen more, be found easily, and it'll help the algorithm to present it to the appropriate audience. If you miss out on item specifics, you can come back and add that information if you don't have it at the time that you create the listing. But it's always best to have as much as possible before you create the listing, because when that particular listing, when you say that listing is indexed immediately, so updates to it, that will get re-indexed. But the point is that the first time around, you want people to be able to see the item or have it hit the right audience. Oh, this is 9 levels of hilarious. All right. So with that being said, I hope those tips were helpful. I hope my hiccups did not. It had me in stitches, but I hope it didn't bother you. In any case, I hope you use this information on your e-commerce journey. The other thing that I want to invite you to do is that this is our daily e-com planning session. So you can go to the e-commerce planning Facebook group. You can click on the files section. So click on files and you can download the daily e-com planning checklist. I'm not going to go through the checklist because clearly my hiccups will make it even more hilarious. So do that. And also download the weekly planning checklist. We do have our weekly planning session. It's on Saturdays around 7:15. And this month, at the end of the month, we have on Sunday, this Sunday the 26th, is our monthly planning session, which is going to be around 7:15 as well, where we're going to be planning for the month. So make sure that you're ending Q2 strong, ending June strong, because you are almost at the halfway mark for the year. Okay. So make sure that you're ending those strong. In addition to that, go through the process of putting together your plan and your strategy for quarter 3. So join us on the planning session that we have coming up for July and also Q3. I don't know. This is really funny. So anyway, if you need to schedule a free coaching session with me, or you want to do a planning session with me because you feel like maybe you're not organized enough, you're not ready for fourth quarter, you want to put together your strategy, I encourage you. You can sign up for a free 20-minute coaching session by going to ecomsellers.com, clicking on freebies, and scheduling a free 20-minute coaching session. If this information has been helpful to you, or you just want to hear it again, please share it out because the hiccups are a little crazy. Share it out. Let someone else know about the daily eCom planning session. We are going to continue those. I think in 2 weeks we'll be back on our regular schedule, which is normally around 7:15 in the morning. Right now we're a little bit off schedule because of the fact that I'm dealing with morning routines for the summer that are slightly erratic. But in any case, we are going to go back to our regular schedule in about 2 weeks. So I invite you to share this out. Let other people know about the daily ecom planning session so that they can come and get some tips to help them on their e-commerce journey. Make sure you're getting prepared for Prime Day. You're doing everything you can, create as many listings as possible, especially on eBay. eBay is going to get a boost, just like every other platform is going to get a boost because of Prime Day. And if you need some help getting organized, I would encourage you to grab the My Ecom Planner. It was created for sellers by sellers, and you can go to myecomplanner.com to grab your digital version at 40% off and grab the physical version as well. So go to myecomplanner.com and get your e-commerce planner. And last but not least, I invite you to join us at eCom Sellers Academy. We have live weekly training sessions. We have live weekly Q&As. We also give away 10 free retail and online arbitrage leads list every single week. And in addition to that, you gain access to our library of over 200 training videos where we talk about every platform and every method of e-commerce. So we are here for you to help you on your journey to becoming that seller that you've always wanted to be. So again, join us in eCom Sellers Academy. And if you need some leads so that you can start sourcing, if you want 50 leads every single week, so you don't even have to think about what to go out and do product research for, you can grab that by going to eCom Sellers Academy /RAOA leads. Again, RAOA leads, LEADS. So eCom Sellers Academy /RAOA leads. So with that being said, now that I have gotten over, I think, the hiccups, maybe I spoke too soon. My name is Nicole Whitlock. My passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey get more organized, get more consistent, get more focused, and helping them to make progress and build the business that they've always wanted. So if you need some help getting focused, getting ready, putting together your strategy for Q4, I encourage you to come back, listen to our daily ecom planning session. Hit me up for one of the free planning coaching sessions. I am very happy to help you, and share this out. Let other people know about it. And with that, I hope you have an amazingly blessed, extremely focused, and highly productive and profitable day. We're going to say goodbye for now.